Do you ever get frustrated with your camera's autofocus system, wondering why you're not getting more focused shots, even while using one of the new high-tech mirrorless cameras? Well, I share your frustrations, but in today's video, I'm going to share with you a few things I've learned about autofocus area settings that have increased my keeper rate while shooting birds and other wildlife subjects. And stay till the end where I'll guide you through the autofocus settings I use for bird photography to get shots like this and this. Let's get started. All right, so when we talk about increasing the rate of in-focus photos while shooting birds and wildlife photography, we have to understand our camera's autofocus and area settings and the camera's overall focusing and tracking capabilities. Let's look at how to use these autofocus area zones in the Canon R5 Mark II so you can start getting more sharp photos while out shooting your favorite wildlife subjects. And if you're shooting Nikon, Sony, or another camera brand, these principles should still apply, but your camera menu is obviously going to look a little different. First, let's jump into the menu and locate these settings. Then I'll demonstrate how each of these autofocus area choices work out in the field. First, let's go into the autofocus area menu. In the Canon R5 Mark II, you can access these in the purple menu under tab 1, then AF area. Then you can see these three camera position icons where you can highlight and choose one. We'll be shooting horizontally, so we'll choose this top one. Press set, and then select an AF start area. Or another way to choose them is from the LCD home screen. You just push the Q button over here on the right. This is the quick access button. Then select this autofocus icon right here. And on the bottom, just scroll over here to your desired autofocus area setting. Let's go out into the field so we can try these out and see how they perform. So I've chosen a challenging habitat for the camera's focusing system so you can see how it performs in extreme conditions. Okay guys, here we are out in the field. We're going to test out these AF area choices on the Canon R5 Mark II. We're going to see the difference between spot focus, flexible zone AF, and the expanded zone AF. We'll see what they do. I've got some waxwings, some American robins over here, and we're going to try to focus through the branches. They're kind of up in a tangled Russian olive plant here. So let's go see what each one of these modes do. Okay, so let's start with the first mode, which is spot focus, and we'll try to focus between the branches and see how well it does. This is your precision mode for focusing on precise details like an animal's eye or focusing through branches. I usually use spot autofocus when I'm photographing perched birds, small animals or birds in amongst the tree limbs, or when locking onto tiny features like an eye, head, or body when the wildlife isn't out in the open. Spot autofocus also works great when you have several birds in one place and you want to choose a specific bird out of the bunch. Let's focus on these waxwings, and you can see how it acquires focus quickly when we go from bird to bird. So this super small focus point requires precise placement, which is great when you have time to center the point on a critical detail on your subject. When you get used to using spot autofocus, you can quickly move around and acquire focus from bird to bird, like shown here. Okay, now let's try out 1 point AF and see how that one does. In my opinion, 1 point autofocus is pretty much the same as spot autofocus when it comes to photographing birds and wildlife. Okay, now we're going to try the expand AF area setting and see what that one does. Here you can see it acquires focus really quick on this bird through these branches. These extra little boxes give the camera a little more area to search for focus outside the small point focus. You'd use this autofocus option when you need a little more assurance that you can lock onto the subject you're photographing. It's good for subjects that are moving around a little bit where there's not too much clutter in the scene. Like here, you can see it's not as quick to focus as spot or 1 point autofocus. But if the subject's outside the foliage like this robin, then it locks right on. Okay, now we're going to try the expand AF area around. That's the one with the 8 squares around the center. Now this one's pretty much the same as expand AF area in my opinion as far as birds and wildlife goes. However, I'd choose this one over expand AF because it has a couple more points around the center spot to help with searching for focus. As you can see here, it doesn't do too good with birds behind branches. But when we also try it on the robin out in the open, it does quite well. And here's a couple examples of birds out in the open where I chose this bright house finch. And here's another example of a Say's phoebe in the open. This expand AF area around setting works quite well for these types of situations. Okay, now let's take a look at flexible zone AF1, and I'll show you how you can change the size of the brackets, and we'll see how it does trying to get the waxwings in the bushes here and the robin. This is where we start letting the camera help us a little more with dynamic wildlife, action shots. There's 3 flexible zone autofocus choices here, 1, 2, and 3. You can see when we scroll through them, the brackets are different sizes by default. Now you can actually change the size of the brackets by turning the top dial for height and the bottom dial for width. This flexible zone option works best for subjects with moderate movement, like birds in flight, or animals entering the frame from the sides and moving horizontally across the scene. You can see here the flexible zone doesn't work well with this birds and branches scenario. In this autofocus mode, the camera scans the entire frame using advanced subject detection for animal eyes, heads, and bodies. The next autofocus area setting is the whole area autofocus. Whole area autofocus uses almost the entire frame to decide where to focus instead of a single point or a small zone. It uses intelligent subject detection based on which subject category you select in the autofocus menu. For example, when set to detect animals, it analyzes the scene for heads, eyes, and body shapes, then picks what it thinks is the main subject. Once it detects that subject, it tracks it everywhere in the frame as long as autofocus is active, continually updating focus, and I've noticed it tends to grab the eye whenever possible, which is great. You can also tap the subject to tell the camera exactly where to track. This mode does great for unpredictable movement like birds in flight, but it's less ideal for when you need to pinpoint focus in a very cluttered scene, like with these waxwings in the Russian olive branches. So the intelligent subject detection works in most autofocus area selections, but whole area autofocus gives the camera the most freedom across the frame. Then there's these 4 autofocus area choices with the little padlocks on them. What these do is lock focus on an area and ignore any subjects outside the locked area in which you've obtained focus. These work best for static photography such as landscapes, product photography, macro, or any other stationary non-moving type scene. All right guys, I think that's a pretty good look at what each one of these AF area modes will do. Hopefully it helped out some way. Let's go back to the office and we'll cover the last few things here. Okay, so I promised to show you how I have my camera set up for bird photography, which is what I mostly do. In the Limit AF Areas tab, found here in the purple menu, tab 5, I uncheck all these except for Spot AF, Expanded AF Area Around, Flexible Zone AF1, and Whole Area Tracking AF. Then I go over to tab 2 and select Subject to Detect and choose Animals. Then in tab 1, I have it set to Servo, and under the AF area option, I set it to Spot AF. Stick with me here because right now I'm going to show you a really quick way to change the autofocus areas without having to go back and forth into the menu. What I've done here is I've gone over to the green tab, number 1, and chose Custom Buttons for Shooting. Then I scroll over to the AF Point button right here, press that, then choose Direct AF Area Selection. And now that button's programmed to change the autofocus area in an instant. Watch this in action. That's about as fast as it can get. And if you ever want to add another AF area to that selection, just go back and add it in the menu. I usually use Spot AF for pinpointing a subject or detail in the scene. And as you just saw, it works great for selecting a bird in the branches. I use expand autofocus with the 8 additional squares, or whole area autofocus for subjects that are more or less out in the open. And I use flexible zone AF a lot for birds in flight. I also use the wide flexible zone in video mode for things like ducks swimming across the screen. This is an example of flexible zone AF in action. You can see the ring-necked duck in focus, and notice when the mallards cross the screen in the background, the camera stays focused on the ring-necked duck. Stick with me because here's another bonus tip to make things easier. Go to the green menu, tab 2, and choose Touch and Drag Autofocus Settings. Enable that, then go down to Active Touch Area and select the part of the electronic viewfinder your finger naturally touches with a little effort. In my case, it's my right thumb. Now you can place your thumb on the electronic viewfinder and move your chosen area focus indicator around the screen. This comes in very handy when composing a shot. But hey guys, that's not all. Another thing you can do to make things easier is to set up your multi-controller, aka the joystick, to recenter the autofocus area indicator. For that, go to the green menu tab 1 and select Customize Buttons for Shooting, and scroll over to the Multicontroller and press Set. Then choose the Direct AF Point selection. But before you press the Set button, you'll need to press the Info button down in the left-hand corner, then choose Switch to Center AF Point. Then, when you push the multi-controller straight in, it centers the AF area indicator back to the middle of the screen. Pretty cool. So that's how to access and use the autofocus area modes on the Canon R5 Mark II, from precise single-point focusing all the way up to full area subject tracking. I hope this video helped you understand your camera's area autofocus options better. If you learned something from this video, stick around because there's another very informative video coming up right now. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.